Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back to our spelling and word analysis lesson. We are going to start with Unit 4. This is going to be week 3. And our story for this week, let me switch back over, is going to be the Navajo Code Talkers. Fabulous, wonderful story. I know you're going to enjoy it. So this week, our words are going to be, we're still working with prefixes. So that means we are still going to be adding words, or we're going to be adding changes to the beginning of our words to get different meanings. So we are going to be looking at I am and I in this week, which is a little bit different than aqua. Um, like we did last week. So some of these words are going to be a little bit familiar with you. You may already know some of the meanings, but that's okay. Let's jump right in and let's get started. Let's take a look at our spelling words for this week. Run through them with me. Say them out loud as I say them. Let's take a look at number 1 here. Impossible, impracticable, intense, interpret, inconsistent, imperfect, invade, important, injustice, and insane. All right, good job. Very well. I heard you all going through that list nice and loud with me. So let's find out a little bit more about these prefixes. And it could be a review, and that's fine because that's the way we keep information flowing and that's the way we build that knowledge. I told you practice makes perfect. And the more knowledge we can have, the bigger our brains become. And so that is what makes us so smart. Knowledge is power. That is what I always say. So, let's take a look, first of all, at our prefix in. What does it mean? Well, guess what? This week, in and I am are closely related. They both are similar in meaning that they're going to mean, that sounded weird, but it's true, in meaning not or lacking. Okay, they're both going to be similar to one another. Okay, they're related. Now, so we're going to be looking first of all at our group of words that begin with in, the prefix in. Okay, and so we're going to kind of have to determine what are we going to use? How are we going to break these words apart? Remember my Legos I told you about. How do we pull them apart? How do we decode? How do we know if it's going to have the meaning of not, or how is it going to, how are we going to determine if it has that meaning of lacking? Hmm, context clues. That could help us out. That's familiar. So let's take a look. So we're going to identify the prefix and then we're going to look at the base word to create a working definition of our spelling words. We need to know that, not just how to spell them, but what do they mean? Okay, how can we use our skills? So let's take a look at our first two. Injustice and inconsistent. If you notice, as always, I've already underlined my prefix because I see that right off the bat. I know that's what I'm working with. So then I go over here to this column and I know that I'm already left with my first base word, which is justice. Now that's something we've heard before. I think of the meaning when I hear that is fair treatment. So if I've added in to the beginning as my prefix, then I know that it's going to mean, or it's going to fit as not or the lack of. So I can put that new meaning, or I can picture that new meaning as not treated fair or a lack of being treated fair. If something is an injustice, then that meaning I can put those two Lego pieces together and it clicks for me. Okay, so I know that injustice means that there's a lack of or they're not being treated fair. Okay, so my next and my last is consistent. Same thing. I have that prior knowledge. Consistent, my first Lego piece, because I've already pulled off the IN, my prefix. Consistent is, I think of a routine. Consistent is something that's going to happen every day. When you get off the school bus or when you get to school, you know that you're going to enter the classroom quietly. You're going to sit down, have breakfast. That's consistent. That's something that happens to you every day. Okay? If I add in, which is lacking or not, and I put those two pieces together, my new meaning now becomes inconsistent, not routine, not happening over and over. I'm going to stop there for today. I'm going to let you process all that information stored up here in that nice, big, lovely brain of yours. I will see you again tomorrow, working more with our prefixes IN and IM. You have a great afternoon and come back tomorrow ready for more prefixes and word studies. Bye bye for now.